Good morning, students. Welcome back to our geography class. Today in our class, we are going to discuss new chapter in geography. So before I start this geography chapter for children, I just want to do an activity with you. Okay? Let me make with you. All of you open your hands, children. You open your hand and you blow on it. What do you feel, children? Yes. So I hope you all guessed today's chapter, that is air. Okay. So today we are going to discuss about the air. And at the end of today's class, you are going to learn about the importance of air and the composition of atmosphere. Here, what do you see in this first picture, children? Yes, it is the earth. The earth is surrounded by a huge blanket of air. So that we can call it as atmosphere. So here you can see all the living beings on the earth. That means the plants, animals, human beings, birds, everything that depend on the air. I hope no living being on the earth that lives without the air. So everybody needs air. Not only this, children, this atmosphere provides us the air we breathe now and also protect us from the harmful ultraviolet rays which are released by the sun. So without this protection of the air, children, blanket of protection, we would be baked alive, we'll be burnt alive, okay, from the heat which is released by the sun. So daytime it will be extremely hot and nighttime it will be extremely frozen or freeze, we'll freeze it. Extremely cold we experience. That's why this atmosphere is preventing that and making the earth livable. It means what? Suitable for living. Now let's see the composition of air. Children, do you know the air we breathe having a composition of some kind of gases? Yes, let us see now. The nitrogen and oxygen are the two important gases which make up the bulk of atmosphere. It means the maximum portion of the atmosphere or the air contains nitrogen and oxygen. Children, do you know 78% of the air is with nitrogen and 21% of the oxygen, 21% occupied by oxygen. The remaining percent, it means 78 plus 21, how much? 99. The remaining 1% of the gases, those are with carbon dioxide. That too, carbon dioxide, how much percent you know? 0.03%, just 0.03%. And the remaining all the other gases also comprise this atmosphere. So what are the other gases which are there in this present in this atmosphere, children? Helium, ozone, argon, neon, beryllium, hydrogen, etc. Okay, but these are found in very less quantities. Apart from these gases, children, this atmosphere also contains some dust particles. It also contains some dust particles in the air. So in this pie chart, children, you'll get a nice idea about the air, clear picture about the air. So let us go for the next thing. As we all discussed, children, we take the air, no? When we inhale air, we take some amount of nitrogen into the lungs and exhale it. Okay? But plants need nitrogen for the survival, whereas human beings does not need. That's why we exhale the nitrogen when we inhale it. So they cannot take nitrogen directly. What? Plants cannot take nitrogen directly. So when the animals or the human beings, when they die, their bodies decompose and that becomes a nitrogen. That nitrogen can be taken away by the plants. And now the bacteria that live in the soil and roots of some plants, children, they take nitrogen from the air and change its form. So the plants use the nitrogen in this way. Okay, I hope you all understood about the nitrogen, children. Let's go with the oxygen. Oxygen is the most important and is the most plentifully available gas in the air. So almost all every living being, it means humans and animals, birds, they take oxygen from the air as they breathe. Okay, green plants produce oxygen during photosynthesis. It means plants produce oxygen during daytime while they're preparing the food. Photosynthesis means what? Preparing the food in the presence of sunlight. So in this way, oxygen content in the air remains constant. But children, if we cut the trees, this balance will get disturbed, children. So if we cut the trees, this balance of the oxygen generation will gets disturbed. Now let's go for the carbon dioxide. This is the gas which is present in very less in quantity, children. It means 0.03%. But this is also most important gas, children. This gas is also called as greenhouse gas. Let's discuss later. First discuss about the carbon dioxide. So green plants use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. I told now during photosynthesis, green plants, they use carbon dioxide to make their food and release oxygen. Humans or animals, they release what? They inhale oxygen and they exhale carbon dioxide. So the amount of carbon dioxide released by the human beings or animals seem to be equal to the amount of the carbon dioxide used by the plants. So which make a perfect balance. So we exhale the carbon dioxide, they release the oxygen. So it balances the levels, children. But if you cut the trees, this balance will be get disturbed. Okay. However, but what we are doing is this balancing is upsetting by burning of fuels such as like coal, petroleum, oil, edible oils, some kind of oils. Okay. They add billions and tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere each year, every year. As a result, what is happening? The increased volume of carbon dioxide is affecting the Earth's weather and climate. Okay, then what is happening? The Earth is trapping more amount of heat than before and making the ice melt in the polar regions. So that creating what, children? Global warming. So this carbon dioxide is treating as a greenhouse gas. If there is no carbon dioxide in the air, children, what happens? We will become freezing cold at night and daytime freezing very extremely hot, burnt alive, will be burnt alive. But what is happening? This amount of carbon dioxide levels are increasing, so it leads to what, children? Global warming. The increased temperature is melting the snow in the polar regions and raising the levels of the sea. So because of this kind of climatic phenomena causing floods in the coastal areas, and some of the areas are submerging in the water. Okay, in the long run, it leads to extinction of some of the plants and animals also. Okay. Yes. So I conclude today's class with a small do you know. Children, as you all know that the air gets heat up and cools down also. Hot air and cool air, children. When the air gets heat up, we can call it as what, children? Hot air. When the air becomes cool down, it's called what, children? Cool breeze, kada? So when the air gets heat up, it expands and becomes lighter in weight. That's why always light things go up, no? So this is air also, when it becomes lighter, it goes up. The cold air is dense, it's so thick and heavy also. That's why when it becomes cool, what happens after, as soon as it goes up, it becomes cool and sinks down. So when the hot air rises, cold air from the surrounding area rushes there to fill the gap. If there is no air, we feel suffocating now. So this is called what, children? Air circulation. What's this called? Air circulation. Thank you for watching, children. Stay tuned.